You know, making the thumbnail for this video, I've realized something. Only is such a weird word. Now, if you're wondering where I've been for the last 9 months, you're gonna have to wait till after the outro, and then I'll kind of like half explain it then. But until then, welcome to Hammer Only. Preheat your ovens, cause we're gonna cook. We'll workshop that. So the secret ingredient to winning with only equipment is your deck isn't actually only equipment. Wait. Don't leave. It's not a scam. It's actually just there's not enough equipment cards to make a full deck. So I hope you don't mind if I take that 40th spot and insert a caustic cask. Winning at this game is a lot like a job interview. You just constantly bluff all the time. I've never had a job interview, but that's what they're probably like. That's not to say I've never worked. I worked in customer service once. I just kind of showed up though, and they asked me what my social security was. Sorry, I got sidetracked. Basically what you do is you just try to trick your opponent into thinking that you actually have cards that are physically playable. You're trying to get your opponent to also skip their turn and waste any mana that they had just as you're wasting your mana. Genius, I know, but unfortunately it doesn't work all the time. In fact, in my experience, it's worked a total of 0 times. So can you actually win a game with only equipment? Well, yes, you can if you ignore the caustic cask. Now, this first game, I'm up against Freljord, which is already kind of a dub. Not because, like, Freljord counters my deck particularly, but because, like, Freljord is just dumb. So it starts off not great. Oh wait, my bad. It looks like it works here. He wastes 1 mana. Look. What a noob. This next round, round 4, I get slightly lucky in that he plays a Freljord card. That one. And before you know it, it's round 5 and the shield guy is gold to go. Because his health value is gold. Then, since I have the mana, I may as well put some equipment on top of my equipment. And I would just like to point out that Jaral himself is also gold. I feel like I kind of undermined that when I said his health was gold. Anyway, you may have noticed the Aatrox. Yes, he is an equipment, because if he were not an equipment, this would be entirely impossible. So now I'm finally allowed to attack, and yes, if you think about it, Aatrox is a sword. I mean, you can equip him onto other cards, therefore equipment. Therefore a usable card, and remember, I didn't have enough cards to fill the deck, so it makes sense to put this guy in. Now the opponent is playing kind of a scary and dangerous game, especially with this Udyr. And for whatever reason, when he attacks, he also summons one of these guys. I don't know who came up with this, but that doesn't seem fair. Anyways, Jaral dies, but at least we get the cost reduction on the assimilation card thingy. And, well, before you know it, they've got 2 cost 9/9 cards. Oh, and by the way, none of my equipment is playable, which is kind of odd considering I have 7+1 mana. So I'm not going to let this mana go to waste, so I just equipped this Darkened Harp, and I didn't know this, but it just drew me an Aatrox. So obviously I'm going to use it. I mean, it's still technically an equipment card, sort of. Just don't think about it too hard. So this was really nice because I got rid of the 11 attack regenerating and overwhelming Udyr. Unfortunately, one of my weapons was obliterated, but that's okay, I got like 30 more. So it was my turn to attack, and I actually considered playing World Ender here. And then I realized that was stupid and just played a normal card. So I chose to summon the Spear one because when she attacks, she'll summon another card, and that could be another Spear one, which would summon another card, which would summon another card, you get it. Unfortunately, I had to deal with this whole summoning another Revna thing. I don't even know what to do about that. So it's finally my turn to attack, and here's to hoping it'll summon another Bird Spear Darken. Well, I suppose it could not be worse. Actually, never mind, it could have been the Lodestone one. As you can see here, however, I do get 2 health back and take out one of the Ribbon Dancers. So with my opponent still on 11 health, I still have a little ways to go before I get that win. On his next turn, he plays a Braum who has been to the gym, and then he buffers a buff to buff the buff. These truly are desperate times. So, although the attack is pretty devastating, it is survivable if you just block the most dangerous things. And after all the combat subsides, well, would you look at that? We're completely even in this game. I'm down a little in this game, but no matter, health means nothing when you compare it to my endless resources. Now, even as we speak, my former self is formulating a plan to burn away that last 10 health from their nexus. And yes, you didn't see this coming, but this is actually a burn deck. They all are. Okay, round 10, here we go. First, I play Pra the Benchwarmer. Then, it summons 2 buddies to goof off with in front of their balding coach. Next, I patiently wait for my opponent to play a card. Okay, whatever. Next, I attach the Lodestone to whoever, and boom, because the equipments cost spell mana for whatever reason, we get 2 impact from that. Now, I've paused the video so that I can do the math. First off, we have 3 impact damage, which puts their health at 7. Sorry, I do my own sound effects. Then we have 6 damage from the PRAA. And just FYI, Riot, in my opinion, in my professional opinion, putting 2 A's in something doesn't make it sound more darkening. It makes it sound more like a lobster. Or a ka. Anyway, that puts us at like what, 3? No, 2. No, 1. 0? No, 1. But since we have 1 mana left, we actually have enough to play the staff, which gives us 1 more impact damage, leaving them with a total health value of 0. Oh, and don't even worry about the gummy bear. I can just pull it to the side with the challenger one. So, now I've developed this perfect plan with absolutely no flaws, and now we'll be able to see it executed to get a perfect amount of damage with a perfect amount of mana, all according to my plan from round 1. Oh wait, I totally forgot. It seems the footage for this has been corrupted. It's a shame. It's true. I'm sad. Whoosh. Following that rather unfortunate disaster, we have game 2. I'm trying to be less emotional this time, which yes, correlates to a monotonous and deeper voice. This game starts off exactly how they all do, with me doing nothing. And then I do a little more nothing, and it's kind of sad. But eventually I have enough mana to play the shield dude. So, my opponent eventually attacks, and I could stand to lose 12 health from here. I don't really know what to do, so I waste time. But it doesn't even matter because my opponent shadow shifts what I can only assume to be a Hecarim support card. You know, because like the ghost centaur thing. I have the mana to equip my first equipment, so I do. And then you're never gonna believe this. I equipped it again. You see, I abused one of the most powerful mechanics. Short-term memory, in that I remembered from last game you can actually draw Aatrox if you play enough equipment. So then I play him. Then my opponent the boxes the Aatrox. So in return I the challenge the Zed. And who's missing a Zed's shadow shift now? This guy. And I was actually expecting another the box, but it turns out Aatrox has regeneration. So then I get pretty lucky this round and draw what I can only assume to be either Sickles or a Curse of 8. So I put that on Gerald because he's totally gonna die soon. And then my opponent hits me with a whole 19 damage attack. It's enough to make a grown man cry, but luckily, I am an emotionless husk now. A normal person would have shivered at the thought of a vile feast, but not I. I could not care less. Do you have any idea how many games I've played to get here? Yeah, 7. Do you have any idea what I've been through? Car wash? You know who I am? Yeah. I am you. No ephemeral army could ever phase me. It's pronounced ephemeral. It's somehow round 8 already, so I just attack. I predicted the Soul Shepherd would be used to block the Dragonling. Oh, look at that. I'm right. This attack pretty much puts us on even ground, 10 health to 9 health. So because I have the mana, I play the chicken one. And in response, my opponent plays Thresh. They may not have noticed, however, that my entire deck is made out of weapon buffs. So Lantern for Use Thresh is not long for this world. A classic case of shadow shifting way too soon. I found this distort effect when I was looking for the black and white one. It's kind of cool. Oh gosh, I forgot about that. In response, I'm gonna summon Pra, and Pra. He hooks the chicken and I gotta deal with 23 damage, but I have like an Aatrox and a lifesteal thing, so I think I'm fine. Yeah, I actually heal from this attack. No, it's time to finish this exactly how it started, without a good catchphrase that somehow relates to cooking. You see, I subverted your expectations when I finished that last sentence with a bad joke. Or maybe your expectations aren't that high, which is pretty on brand. Maybe it was even better than you expected. Food for thought. No. Chew on that. Yeah, no. Oh shoot, sorry, I forgot this got corrupted too. Okay, now it's time to get serious. I'm sorry. I really am. I really let you guys down. And the reason for my absence, well, I'll try to keep it very short and vague, but basically something bad happened, and then another bad thing happened, and it just never really felt right to post a YouTube video. I think I'm finally over that phase, and you know what? The sun is finally shining outside. School ended yesterday. I think I might go outside later. And on top of all that, something good happened to me, and suddenly I have my dreams back. I want to keep making videos, so I will. Anyway, again, I'm sorry. Now I think all that's left to do is to just awkwardly cut to black in the middle of a sentence.